Hi, my name is Emily, and today I will be talking to you about The Hate You Give, which is the book and movie comparison that I decided to do. So a little bit about the book. It's written by Angie Thomas. It was nominated and won the award for the Coretta Scott King Award and the William C. Morris Award. And the film, which is right here, was directed by George Tillman Jr. A little bit about the summary. It follows Star. She's 16 years old. She lives with her family in Garden Heights, which is a predominantly African American community filled with drugs, gangs, and violence. And so her family decides to take their kids to a predominantly Caucasian school, and they are the minorities there. And so Star has to figure out how to be one version of herself at home, where she isn't too white or too Caucasian, and then another version of herself where she's at school where she can't be too ghetto or hood. And so it follows her journey through that, and then um, she goes to a party one weekend and is hanging out with one of her friends named Khalil. That's Khalil pictured there. Something happens at that party, and so they have to flee. And as they're in the car and they're driving away, they get stopped by a police officer. And this police officer is Caucasian. He asks Khalil to step out of the vehicle, and Khalil is just checking in on Star, and he goes to grab a hairbrush, whereas the cop thinks it's a handgun, and he ends up shooting Khalil. And so now Star is a witness to this case, and she has to figure out how she's going to find a voice. Some riots take place, and eventually she does find her voice for justice. And it's just a really amazing story. It's a very hard story. I definitely wouldn't say that it's made for younger audiences. I would definitely say it's made for most likely 11th to 12th graders, but it's a very good book. So, some comparisons that I found. First was family. Um, there's a really amazing relationship between father-daughter. That's Maverick, her dad. He leaves the gang. He ends up serving some time in jail, but he provides for his family and is a really good role model. And I just appreciated being able to see that portrayed in the book, but also portrayed perfectly in the movie. Something else that I found really amazing, which is kind of sad, but Khalil's death, the way that I envisioned it in the book was the same way that it was shown in the movie. And I think that takes a lot of credit to the director because it's amazing that they were able to pull that off. And it was just, it's a hard scene to watch, but it was a hard scene to read as well. So they were able to put a lot of emotion in that, which I really, really appreciate. And finally, justice. This is the big theme that's found throughout the book and the movie. And to see her character development in the book and to see the emotion behind the character development in the movie was really, really, really amazing to see. So I really appreciated the fact that they did both the book and the movie justice in a sense. Now, for the contrast that I found, first, it's culture. Um, In this book, it talks a lot about gangs, a lot about violence. The book is really hard to read. I actually had to stop reading the book for a while and then come back to it because it was just really hard and it's really heavy. But the book talks a lot more about the different gangs and their affiliations, whereas the movie doesn't talk a lot about the rivalries that are between the different gangs, why people chose different gangs, why did they go to the gangs. And I kind of wish that that would have been shown a little bit. Something else, this one's really big, and I might talk about this one for a little bit longer, is the ending of the book is completely different from the ending of the movie. And I thought the ending of the movie was really, really good. It had me on the edge of my seat, goosebumps, and close to crying, whereas the ending of the book didn't really have me on my edge of the seat. Um, the ending of the movie was really hard, but it wrapped everything together, tied it into a bow, and it really showed, is it the hate that you give to a community or is it the hate that we give? It talks about police brutality, it talks about racism, it talks about race as general, talks about shooting. So it's a hard book to read, it's a hard movie to watch, but it was really, really good. And I really appreciated it a lot. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed watching.